In my last video, I explored and explained the first 3 animations from a deeply disturbing YouTube channel called Product. Based on the comments on that video, most of you were as traumatized by the series as I was, and now it's going to get a lot worse. I'm Curmudgeon, and today, I'd like you to join me yet again in the incredibly cursed world of Product, a world of pain, filth, and like the worst smoking problems you've ever seen. This video picks up immediately where my first video on Product left off, so if you haven't seen it or if you need a refresher, use the link in the description to check it out before continuing. Let's begin with another weird one, Cold Grandma.
As much as I love to feel the dread in a horror story like this one, I always do my very best to avoid the horrors of day-to-day life. That's why I use today's sponsor, Aura. These days, it's easy to become pessimistic about privacy. I mean, have you ever Googled yourself? Before I started using Aura, you could search up my name and find my address, phone number, and even more personal data like medical information. It's nauseating to realize just how much someone can learn about you without any consent whatsoever. There's an entire industry built around collecting your information to sell it to spammers and scammers and anyone in between around the world. It doesn't matter who you are, data brokers can and do profit from you unless you use Aura. Data brokers must take down your data if you tell them to, but with so many brokers out there, doing it yourself is just kind of impractical. Aura automates the entire process, submitting regular opt-out requests on your behalf to an ever-growing list of data brokers. That means fewer scam calls, spam emails, and generally a safer internet experience for you. That's just one of the many digital security features that Aura offers, and if you'd like to take control of your internet safety today, you can try Aura for free for 14 days with my link at aura.com/Cromudgeon. Thanks so much to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get into the fever dream.
Cold Grandma starts with a familiar face, Celestis from Bathwater for Sale. She's in this weird dreamscape, an open field surrounded by forest with only a bed, a chair, and a washing machine to keep her company. Oh, and of course, there's also the titular character, Cold Grandma. Celestis comments that the furniture is
"It's like the Three Stooges."
But Cold Grandma corrects her, saying that
Actually, there were 4.
can't forget about old Shimp. One thing I want to point out about Cold Grandma is that she's wearing the same dress as Bald Boy's mother from Bathwater for Sale. I'll talk a bit more about why I think that is in just a minute once we finish the film. Behind Cold Grandma, Celestis notices this black rectangle in the distance. It appears to be a portal of some sort, but it's impossible to tell what's on the other side of the void. Grandma says that it's always been there, but that she's too scared to go close to it. Celestis asks if she's ever wondered what's inside, but Grandma doesn't answer. Rather than inquiring further, Celestis decides to see it for herself.
I'm going in.
On the other side of the portal, Celestis finds herself on stage at what seems to me to be a sort of talent show. She says that she's feeling gothic today before one audience member stands up and stares directly at Celestis. She tells the man to sit down, but when he does, everyone in the audience begins to laugh at her. Once the crowd finally quiets down, Celestis begins to sing and... Listen, all I'm saying is that maybe Bald Boy did the world a favor.
To stay with you for the night.
As Celestis wraps up her performance, there's this thing standing in the corner of the room. It stretches out its arms, and then the film ends. So this is by far the shortest film I'm covering out of Product's entire channel, and it's certainly one of the strangest. The weirdest part of the whole film is definitely the man next to the stage at the very end. Something about his pale face reminds me of the dad from Bathwater for Sale, but I don't necessarily think that's intentional. The way its arms stretch out, like it has too many sets of limbs for a person, also kind of reminds me of a cockroach, but yet again, I think that may just be me. Honestly, I don't have any clue what to make of this guy, but I do know what to make of the episode as a whole. In the comments, Product is quite clear that Cold Grandma is about the conflict between fear and ambition. The furniture in the dreamscape at the beginning represents an ordinary domestic life. Mundane, but safe. That's the only life that Grandma has ever known. She's always been too afraid to approach the portal, since it's impossible to know what's on the other side. Grandma would rather play things safe, even if that meant never facing her fears and seizing the life that courage could offer. I think that's why Grandma has the same dress as Bald Boy's mother. I don't think they're supposed to be the same person, but Bald Boy's mother also had something she was afraid to do. She was too afraid to confront Bald Boy's father's abuse. She didn't know what life would be like if she tried to protect her son, didn't know what might go wrong. So she left her boy behind to fend for himself. On the other hand, Celestis dove willingly into the unknown, even though it scared her. One thing you'll come to see as we continue with the series is that Celestis is very important. She appears in just about every fever dream, and I have a few theories as to why. For now, however, I don't really have too much else to say about Cold Grandma. It's vastly more cryptic than anything we've seen so far, and I don't know what most of it means. Why does Celestis say that the furniture is like the Three Stooges? Is Cold Grandma supposed to be Celestis' grandmother, or just some random old person? Who the heck is that guy at the end? I'd love to hear your theories, since I'm really struggling with this one. In any case, let's move on to something a little bit more grounded. Our first short film of the day, Linda's Face. Linda's face opens with a shot of our main character, Linda, looking at her reflection in a pool of water. It then cuts to a conversation between Linda and her sister, Stella. Right away, you might notice that Stella looks familiar, because she already introduced herself as Heather's mom in Mother. Linda and Stella are arguing about the fact that Linda believes herself to be profoundly ugly, a fact which Stella initially disputes. Linda sees her face as a curse, and while Stella tries to convince her sister that she's beautiful, she's ultimately unpersuasive.
I'm ugly. I'm just ugly.
But Linda, you're truly not.
Ugly people exist. I'm fully aware of my appearance, and if you think of stuffing my cheeks with empty compliments, then you can surely leave. You can leave. Okay?
But you are beautiful, Linda.
Oh, how can you be so naive? Do you truly believe that in your heart, that everyone is just physically beautiful, like yourself? Just tell me, how can people like you be so blind to say that people like me are beautiful until they're cursed with the same face that Linda has? Look at my face. Look into the lackluster of my eyes. Look at my blemishes, Stella. Look at my paper-thin lips, Stella.
Linda, stop. Please, just stop talking.
That night, Linda is home alone, watching a program on TV about pretty girls and all the things they have. Pretty shoes, hats, and dresses. Pretty girls have everything they want, while Linda only seems to lack. She watches from behind a blanket, which she pulls over most of her face. I guess the program makes her want to hide herself. Outside her window, a figure can be seen standing on the street, watching the house. The next day, someone shambles up and passes a flyer for a plastic surgeon under Linda's door. With literally no hesitation, Linda calls the surgeon to set up an appointment for later that day. She says that she can't afford to do any extra spending, but the surgeon tells her not to mind the price, and Linda heads on over. On the way, a group of children calls her ugly, and one of them appears to be Alice. Next to her, on the bench, you can see Mother, watching her daughter play with the other girls. That'll be helpful for placing Linda's face on a timeline with the other videos. So look, not to be a downer, but cheap plastic surgery on short notice doesn't exactly sound like a winning combination. I guess so long as the surgery isn't being done by some freak, then...
Did anyone follow you here?
Okay, we are cooked.
This, nice lady tells Donna that she isn't going to turn on the lights since she just did a procedure on herself and she's looking a little ripe, which is a way of wording things that I just do not like. She leads Linda to an operating room. Well, I'd say operating room, but it's got more of a medieval prison cell thing going on, complete with cobblestone and roaches.
Once you reach my age, it's quite the workout to walk this far. Sit on the table.
Yeah, I'd let this person cut my face open.
I'm a tad bit nervous. I never had anything done like this before, and I don't even know what to really ask for, you know.
Did you bring the money?
Oh, yes.
Well, hand it over. I'm not gonna bite.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a little nervous.
Now lay down on the table.
What? I just don't know what to do.
Lay down.
I never had anything done like this before.
Count backwards from 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Hours later, Linda wakes up on the table, completely alone. In a daze, she wanders home, only to look in the mirror and find that the operation has been a complete success. She meets with Stella and her friends to show them the work she's had done, and they can't believe her transformation. They tell her that she looks unrecognizable, which Linda takes for high praise. Finally, she's beautiful just like she'd always wanted. Only, something's wrong. After showing off to her friends the stitches or adhesive or whatever the surgeon used to keep her face on began to fail, from the peak of her hairline down to her jaw, a very thin cut appeared and began to bleed, as though her new face was peeling away in one big sheet. Linda starts to lose it. Beauty was all she ever wanted, and now that she's had it, it's slipping away from her. Fortunately, a few days inside to rest the wound helps stop the bleeding, and Linda is able to return to her life as a beautiful woman. She gets new dresses, shoes, makeup, everything that she thinks pretty women are supposed to have. She even manages to find a boyfriend who, rather quickly, surprises her with a fancy new necklace. But that's all to be expected for a woman with a face like Linda's. Though, come to think of it, it does look suspiciously similar to the necklace Stella's friend was wearing the last time we saw her. Pretty soon, Stella invites Linda over for a girls' night with all her friends.
Ugh, it's so nice to get away from the kids for once.
My daughter threw a tantrum this morning over a juice box.
Ugh.
Can you believe that?
Well, you know, that's so heartwarming that you all have children. With this pretty face, I know soon one day I'll become a mother, too.
All of the girls tell Linda how glad they are to have her there, and Stella tells her that she wants to learn to accept Linda as she is now. After all, it's the same old Linda, deep down. In the middle of Linda telling the women how much she appreciates them, her face once again begins to bleed. Stella and her friends are shocked, and they immediately usher Linda to the restroom to tend to her wounds. Of course, Linda can't do anything about it. She doesn't even know why it's happening to begin with. Desperate to retain her beautiful image, she calls the surgeon one last time and finally gets some answers. As it turns out, her procedure was done in just such a way that the stitches would pull free if she spoke too much. Linda says that isn't fair and it wasn't what she wanted, but the surgeon only has one response. It's what your sister wanted. In the very first scene of the film, when Linda is lamenting the state of her appearance, Stella became so overwhelmed that she could only ask one thing of her sister. Please, just stop talking. A flyer advertising plastic surgery slipped under Linda's door the very next morning. Linda couldn't afford cosmetic surgery, but she wasn't the one paying for it. Her sister was. Everything that's happened so far, the flyer, the botched surgery, the bleeding, it was all Stella's plan to shut Linda up. Linda returns to Stella and her friends, her face caked with blood, only to find them insulting her behind her back. It seems like the only reason that they invited Linda was so that they could mock her. In the end, changing her face hadn't changed anything. She was still the same old Linda deep down, and that was the only way they'd ever see her.
Don't you appreciate what you've got? You all are natural, beautiful women. Natural, but ugly as hell on the inside.
Linda, stop!
You shut the fuck up, Stella. I'm gonna get my words in, and you all are gonna sit the fuck back and watch Linda's face. Now you all are natural, beautiful women. Married, loving families, beautiful homes. Everything is gorgeous with you women. And you think you'll be a little bit nicer. But no, You're still all pissy and stuck up. Look at me. Look at me. Look what you did to me. Look at me. What do you see? Look at me. Look at my fucking face. Are you scared, Stella? Are you frightened of your own sister? Do you feel threatened by me, Stella? Was me wanting to be beautiful ever a threat to you ladies? I wish you knew how ugly felt.
Get out of my house, Linda!
Get out of here!
Linda, stop!
You heard her!
A pretty girl has pretty shoes. Lovely dress.
Well, that was abrupt. This film is less tied into any sort of central narrative than something like Mother or Alice, so I don't have quite as much to say about it, but there are a few things I want to touch on. Firstly, since this film's plot is more straightforward, I want to jump straight into the deeper meaning behind it. The ending monologue from Linda makes me think that this story is primarily about the conflict between integrity and outward beauty. I think it's very intentional that, for Linda, being beautiful means being quiet, not complaining or critiquing her friends. At first, she wants to be considered beautiful, but everyone that she considers a natural beauty is really just hiding how awful they are deep down. Once she realizes what the cost of beauty will be, she resolves to speak her mind and tell off Stella and her friends, even if that means accepting herself as an ugly, bloody mess. Of course, then she jams a dang carving knife in Stella's eye, which kind of challenges that whole inner beauty thing, so who really knows? Finally, I want to point out that we do see details in this story that subtly change how we have to view Mother's story. Alice appears in this film, and Stella appears in Mother, so because we've seen both of those characters die at this point, this film must start before Alice and end after Mother. That means that there are at least a few months between Linda's surgery and Stella's murder, and in that time, Linda must have met David and wooed him to the point of giving her the same necklace he gave Mother, Tiffany, and even Penelope, Stella's friend. David was getting around, which we already sort of knew, but holy crap. I mean, this dude was getting around. My line from the last video about David being the hero this story needs might have been a little bit premature. The necklaces seem to be his way of marking his territory, so to speak, which means this dude had like 4 relationships going and somehow went years without being caught. How does one person even find the time for something like that? I barely remembered to give Leah 2 gifts per week in Stardew Valley before being blinded by the pursuit of agricultural perfection. Beyond that, I really don't have much else to say about Linda's face. I think it's another great entry in Product's catalog of nightmares. The scenes of her face falling off are terrifying, and the abrupt ending is jarring in the best way. But the next video might just be the strangest, funniest, and most vile video Product has created so far. So, without further ado, there's really no better way to introduce Dirty Donna than by letting her introduce herself.
One thing you must know about Dirty Donna is that I hate kids with a passion. And that's why I live alone. And I'm as happy as a pig in shit.
It's Halloween in Donna's neighborhood, and the kids are out in full force. Donna's got no candy, but she do got cigarettes.
What?
Trick or treat.
What?
It's Halloween.
That's today?
Trick or treat.
Yes, I know. Here. Take a pack of cigarettes and leave me alone, would ya?
What is this?
That's the good stuff.
Having placated the needy little devils, Donna gets back to business, smoking alone on the couch all evening. At least, she tries to, until the mother of one of the girls Donna just gave cigarettes to comes knocking at the door. She's none too happy about Donna handing out cancer sticks to 8-year-olds, and that's when Donna has a realization. This woman's daughter must be a lightweight. After all, Donna herself's been smoking since the womb.
Secondhand, obviously, sugar.
The mom threatens to call the police, but Donna finally understands what she did wrong. This mom is upset that Donna gave her kid the cheap stuff, obviously. All it'll take is a bit of negotiating to smooth things over.
How about I throw in a pack of Virginia Slim? Oh, and one of my delectable Cuban cigars.
Okay, fine.
Meanwhile, while the adults discuss, the kids are just around the corner, and one of them has already cracked a pack and sparked one up.
You really shouldn't be doing that, because you look really weird doing that. Really? Because you're the one that looks like a hooker. And that's saying something because I'm the one smoking on a street corner.
Sending the mother happily on her way, Donna returns inside to find that her generosity has left her without a single cigarette in the house. She's just too good of a person, I guess. Now, for anyone else, this wouldn't be much of a problem. But cigarettes are Donna's life. Slave to her addiction, she'll do anything to make sure she never has to go too long without a smoke. She hops in the car and floors it out of her driveway, backing over the mom in the process. Just as quickly, she tears down her street, which, you may recall, is completely covered with trick-or-treaters. But that won't stop Donna. She doesn't like kids anyway.
Happy Halloween, my snookums.
We cut to two other smokers across town, Prudence and Benedict. In the establishing shot outside their house, we can see Celestis skipping down the sidewalk. She's only in frame for a moment, but her appearance here is more important than it may seem, and I'll return to it when we get to the analysis section in the next video. Anyway, Prudence and Benedict are chilling at home when the news breaks that their favorite brand of cigarettes is being permanently recalled. They're horrified at this revelation. Nothing else hits quite like that brand. So Prudence and her man make like Donna and dart for the nearest convenience store. Donna pulls up to the store and just kind of crashes her car into a light post. There are more important issues at hand, people. She rushes into For Your Convenience, so desperate for cigs that she passes up the Mother Alice David store and the Sissy store.
More cigarettes. More cigarettes.
Oh, Donna.
Here, take my money. Just give me more cigs before I kill somebody.
Unfortunately, someone just came in and bought the last of them.
What?
Every last pack.
That can't be possible.
Oh, Donna.
There's only one person that I know of that could be capable of such a thing. Prudence. My sister. You gluttonous bitch. Oh, Donna.
Prudence, knowing that her sister would be fiending for cigarettes just as badly, made sure that Donna couldn't find a single one. Not only that, but Prudence is the one to break the news of the recall to Donna. Before their argument can escalate further, Benedict rolls up to take Prudence home.
Snookums, are you ready to go home, love?
One moment, my Benny Snookums.
Was that dude hotboxing with just like regular cigarettes? Good grief, imagine what these three must smell like.
This isn't over.
It is. For my sweet lungs, bitch.
Donna visits every convenience store in the city, but Prudence managed to collect pretty much every cig in town, dropping thousands of dollars and stuffing dozens of trash bags to the brim with those sweet, sweet butts. There's absolutely nothing left for Donna, and while she's starting to get worried, her anger outpaces her anxiety by a mile. As far as Prudence is concerned, everything is going to plan, but she knows what a monster Donna can be.
When you get to the house, you lock the doors right away, Benny.
Well, of course, Snookums.
I don't want to have to deal with that rat a second time.
Rats happen to be my least favorite animal.
We now possess the only thing in this whole world she ever cares about. Her cigarettes. A lifetime of them, too.
A lifetime with you. That Donna's a shrew. A lifeline in blue. A cigarette for two.
Your poetry really turns me on.
Oh.
I put one of these cigarettes in one of your holes.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, so even if Donna can get a little intense when she doesn't have her smokes, what's the worst she could really do? I mean, Donna is angry, but I'm sure she still loves her sister deep down.
I hate my sister. I hate my sister.
Donna gets her anger over the cigarettes out by stabbing her bed repeatedly with a pair of scissors, but the problems are piling up. She has a massive, oozing cut on her leg, and she has no idea where it came from. She chalks the memory loss up to an early symptom of withdrawal, but she's down to the last scraps of her recalled cigarettes. It's getting harder and harder not to dwell on the mountain of cigarettes Prudence and Benedict are probably smoking their way through at that very moment.
I had a cigarette for lunch. Try to find my waste.
Oh, Prudence, you're such a tease.
There's really no choice but to steal them back.
The last one.
Just then, there's another knock at Donna's door.
What do you want?
Do you have any more of those things?
Olivia, one of the girls from earlier, apparently smoked the entire pack Donna gave her already and is hungry for more. Right now, Donna's in no position to be choosy about her help, so she explains the situation to Olivia, takes the girl under her reeking wing, and promises to share the goods they get from Prudence. Donna's already got a scheme put together and everything, and with it being Halloween, the timing couldn't be more perfect. Olivia just needs to do what kids do best. Trick-or-treating.
Ruin her life.
Oh. The pair wastes no time getting to P&B's place, but once they get there, Olivia isn't able to get Prudence to come to the door.
Trick or treat.
Knock louder.
Look, I wouldn't expect you to understand because it's been like a millennia since you've trick-or-treated, but I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, the 8-year-old finally has a personality. How refreshing.
Why isn't she answering? Is she like a Jehovah's Witness or something?
I don't think that's how that works, Olivia. Eventually, they just decide to try the doorknob, and it turns out to be unlocked. A bit strange considering how prudent Prudence seemed to be earlier. Maybe a bit more caution would have changed what comes next. Donna flips on the lights to find, well, watch.
What the actual fuck?
Is that your sister?
I think so. I mean, who else would it be?
Why aren't you crying?
I don't know. Why aren't you scared?
Oh, I watch live leaks on my mom's computer when she goes to work.
So, wait, I was totally under the impression that the dispute between Prudence and Donna was going to be the main conflict of this film, but she's just dead?
Prudence. Prudence, what happened to you?
What the crap? Where can it even go from here? Donna can just grab the cigarettes and...
The cigarettes are not here.
How do you know?
I can usually smell them from a mile away. No, the bitch hid them somewhere before she croaked. Stupid bitch. Even ugly in death.
Ew.
Olivia theorizes that Benedict must have killed her, and while there's no obvious alternative, the more pressing issue is that Donna seems to be losing it.
Are you experiencing, like, withdrawal or something?
Where the fuck? I mean, you're like, what, 3 days old? Where'd you learn such a big word? Withdrawal.
Ew. Your breath stinks. And that's saying something. Because there's literally a dead body in the room with us.
Choose your next words carefully, Olivia. Because I get violent. Live leak violent. And I already hate kids. Therefore, I already hate you. Are you hungry? Because I could really go for a grilled cheese and like a Coke Zero or something.
At this point, honestly, I'm just hoping that Olivia doesn't get brutalized by Donna or something. Kids in product videos tend not to get out unscathed. Right now, though, things seem pretty chill. Donna and Olivia drive home beneath a purple sunset while kids continue to trick-or-treat throughout the neighborhood. There's a little Easter egg here with the candy bar. It's called Purple Triple with 3 exclamation points, which I think is a reference to the newest video on Product's channel. Back at Donna's, the place is predictably crawling with roaches who've been feeding on the blood from Donna's injured leg. There was probably plenty of filth to attract them aside from that, but as Donna goes longer without a smoke, the infestation seems to be getting worse. Donna asks how many grilled cheese sandwiches Olivia wants, and when the little girl says how many she can eat, Donna is flabbergasted.
4.
What?
4 grilled cheese.
What kind of child eats 4 grilled cheese?
My mom usually spends her grocery money at the casino. Do you need more information?
Oh, 4 it is then.
I can't say that I'm surprised that Olivia is a grilled cheese fiend. If marriage has taught me anything, it's that girls love grilled cheese. While they eat, Donna tells Olivia that she considered becoming a mother once. She decided against it ultimately, since the way she sees it, you can be a smoker or a mother, but not both. Watching them hang out, I'm starting to think that maybe Donna isn't such a threat to Olivia after all. Though she did short her a grilled cheese. Just because you cut it in half doesn't mean it's 2 sandwiches, Donna. Olivia asked what the longest Donna ever went without a smoke is, and what happened when she did. Once, Donna went 4 hours between cigarettes, and her cat went missing.
I had a cat, and then I didn't have a cat anymore. Nothing morbid about a missing cat.
Weird that Donna has a missing cat, just like Bald Boy. Anyway, it's actually been about 4 hours since Donna's last cigarette, and she actually feels
completely. I'm about to break my record, and I actually don't feel too bad.
Excuse me.
What?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Mom?
Donna wakes up, her face covered in blood, with a stranger mistaking her makeup and wig for a Halloween costume. Donna wears a wig? I guess someone who wakes up thrice a night to suck on cancer sticks might have taken 1 or 2 trips down chemo lane. It's not too much of a stretch to assume that she's actually bald. Gosh, come to think of it, this series has a lot of bald people in it. Weird. Completely disoriented from her blackout, Donna just straight up stiffs this chick before racing home to make sure Olivia is okay. With that blood on her face and her history of violence towards children, I'm worried Donna might have bit her, and who knows what kind of super cancer you can contract if Donna bites you. Thankfully, Donna arrives home to find Olivia a bit shaken, but otherwise unharmed. She says that Donna smashed a plate before running off, but neither of them have any clue where she actually ran off to. Olivia asks about the blood on Donna's face, and the woman becomes aware of the horrible, yet familiar taste in her mouth. It's the taste of cigarettes, but not just cigarettes. Finally, she remembers what happened. Desperate for any trace of tar, Donna paid one last visit to Prudence.
What's all over your face?
Oh God, what did I eat? Oh God, oh God.
What?
My sister's lungs! I ate my sister's lungs! And I actually liked it!
Ew! Why?
Because they taste like those cigarettes! Oh God, who knows what else I did when I was out?
But why did you do that?
I blacked out!
What does that even mean?
I don't remember anything!
I don't even know what to say right now. That's so... Can I swear? That's so fucking gross.
We need to find those cigarettes quick. Just one would fix all of this. We need to hurry. It could happen again. I found one!
What are you doing?
We smoking dung beetle.
That might be the nastiest thing I've ever seen. Wow. Like, smoking the roach is pretty gross, but chowing down on the lumps of coal her sister called lungs is just... ugh. Well, Benedict is outside Donna's window. Let's talk about that. He thinks back to the day he married Prudence. All the happy faces who had come together to celebrate their love, and Donna double-fisting 2 butts in the corner. Wait, it was the happiest day of Benedict's life, and now that Prudence is gone, there's nothing left for him but revenge. He can hardly believe that just a few hours ago his life felt perfect. So what changed to make Benedict turn on Prudence?
Chicks are in the nest. Prudence, the radio's broken. You know what that means.
Give Mama some sugar.
La 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 la. Nya 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 nya.
Give it to me, Benny Boo. Give it to me. Oh, give it to me, Benny. Give it to me, Benny Boo.
Hey, what you watching?
Did he slap her butt so hard she exploded? Through the window, Benedict watches Donna and Olivia plan their next move. Donna has no idea when she might black out again, and next time, there's no guarantee she won't turn on Olivia. They have to figure out a way to get Donna's fix, and fast. As she sees it, they've basically got two options.
We have two options, Olivia. Number one, we dig up my mom. Prudence and I buried her with a pack.
Okay, I'm not digging up your mom.
Well, with that option off the table, the only hope they have left is to find Benedict, as dangerous as he might be. Only, he found them first, and he's already inside the house. Donna ushers Olivia to the basement to keep her safe from Benedict, who promptly accuses Donna of being Prudence's true killer. Donna denies it at first, and that's when Benedict realizes that Donna doesn't even remember what she did. Donna's blackout a moment ago wasn't her first, and through Benedict's questioning, she finally puts the pieces together and realizes where the wound on her leg came from. Before Donna found herself back at home after going to buy cigarettes, she snuck into her sister's house with an axe and a pair of scissors. She waited for the couple to let down their guard and... In her blind rage, Donna never even realized what she had done. Her brain filled the gap in her memory with some fantasy about stabbing her bed, but now she remembers everything. Well, almost everything. She still has no idea where the cigarettes were, and at this rate, she may croak before she ever gets a chance to smoke them. Benedict corners Donna at the basement door and plunges a knife into her shoulder. Before he can finish the job, Donna grabs the scissors off the counter and stabs Benedict in the throat before pulling the blades free and releasing a stream of blood. He collapses, and Donna tumbles backwards through the doorway and down her basement stairs, hitting her head and falling unconscious. When she comes to,
Olivia.
That looked really painful. It's kind of awkward, but did you know that you had all the cigarettes down here? Are you stupid? Do you not remember or even smell them? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're smoking and putting a cockroach in your mouth and smoking a cockroach and shit and breaking plates and killing people and eating lungs when you could have just walked into your basement.
Oh, shit.
With the cigarettes recovered, things can finally start going back to normal. After all the insanity, Donna needs a cup of coffee. Only first, they'll have to run to the store for creamer. Olivia works up the courage to ask Donna if, when things are bad at home, she can come over to hang out. Donna agrees, but on one condition. Olivia isn't allowed to have any more cigarettes. She doesn't want Olivia to turn out like her, and neither does Olivia. At that moment, her missing cat comes waltzing in through an open door. I'm not even gonna lie, I totally thought she threw that thing in the oven after it assaulted her, but I guess there really was nothing morbid about a missing cat. Donna and Olivia step over Benedict's body, head out to the car, and head to the store. The events of the film have made Donna think that maybe it's best that the cigarettes were recalled, though, for all she's learned, Donna is still a monster. I mean, as she and Olivia are driving away, another child dares to cross Dirty Donna's road and...
I hate kids. Never mind. That was the old me.
Huh. Well, maybe Donna's changed after all. The film closes out with the full news broadcast that Prudence and Benedict saw earlier, and we finally learn why the cigarettes were being recalled. The company who produces them has been in business since 1962, but recent lab tests of their products revealed a psychoactive substance that caused hallucinations and erratic behavior. Exactly what we saw from Donna, Prudence, Benedict, and Mother. But we'll come back to that in just a moment. Dirty Donna ends with the news feed glitching out and everything going purple. This final scene with the news broadcast is perhaps the most important in my eyes for two reasons. Firstly, it makes us reconsider what we've seen in Dirty Donna so far. It isn't just a story about insane people killing each other for cigarettes. There's something darker going on that the characters aren't fully aware of. The substance hidden in the cigarettes seems to affect everyone differently, emphasizing the flaws of each character, morphing them into more erratic versions of the people they would otherwise be. It's important that the newscasters turn purple at the very end of the scene, particularly since that ties back into the purple hands we saw in Alice and in Bathwater for Sale. Perhaps that entity is the cause of the spiked cigarettes. I wasn't even aware that it could act in the world so tangibly. But why? For what reason would some creeping, lurking thing bother to poison a bunch of smokers? As of right now, I really don't know, and maybe we'll never know. But I'll be watching carefully for connections in the future. At its core, I think Dirty Donna is really about two things: addiction and the cycle of abuse. At the beginning of the film, Donna is so deep in her drug-fueled stupor that she has zero regard for human life. Whatever was in those cigarettes was potent enough to turn anything between Donna and a smoke into a speed bump, even her own sister. I don't think the spiked cigarettes are entirely to blame. Prudence and Benedict smoked the same stuff without getting violent, but they blinded Donna to what she was doing and brought out the monster she could be. Remind you of anyone? Mother is the only other chain smoker that we've seen in the world of product, and her smoking just so happens to coincide with her most delusional outbursts. I think we can infer that Mother's cigarettes are the same brand as Donna's, which means that we have to completely reevaluate Mother's actions across both films. At the very beginning of Alice, Tiffany lights a cigarette in the living room before Mother tells her to put it out, saying that even the smell can make me get violent. Shortly after, she sees visions of murdering David and Tiffany. When David leaves, Mother takes up smoking again as a way to cope with the loss, a loss that is followed by many others. In the span of a few months, Mother loses her husband, her identity, and her daughter. Twice. Her final smoke at the end of Mother completes the illusion. Mother sees David and Phoebe as the happy husband and daughter she never really had, before that very same cigarette burns fantasy away entirely. As with Donna, I think there was a monster within Mother that the cigarettes released. Just like how the mystery substance and the tampered cigarettes led Donna to forget killing Prudence, I believe the cigarettes helped to create a fantasy that absolved Mother of her guilt. I'm not certain, but at the end of Alice, Mother may have never fully realized that Phoebe was not her daughter, and perhaps more importantly, she genuinely might not have known that she killed Phoebe. Donna only remembers killing Prudence when Benedict tried to kill her. Is there any chance it was the same for Mother? Perhaps it took a near-death experience, Donna being stabbed and Mother being in a house fire, to sober them up and shatter their illusions. Maybe we really only see the absolute worst of Mother, brought out of hiding by the cigarettes. If that's the case, well, maybe I owe Mother something of an apology. These films are full of terrible people, and so far, the characters we've seen only go from good to bad or bad to worse. The stresses of every story showcase the most despicable side of every character, with Bald Boy, Mother, and Linda all being pushed to the point of murder. Donna, on the other hand, starts out a monster before realizing that she wants to be better. Growth doesn't make the guilt go away, but in a world where no one else even attempts to grow, Donna breaks the mold. Most of Product's films involve cycles of abuse. Hurt people, as the saying goes. But Dirty Donna is the only film about breaking the cycle. Donna's conversation with Olivia about motherhood revealed a lot. She said that you can either smoke cigarettes or be a mother, but you can't be both. We also know that Donna's mom introduced her to smoking. That suggests that on some level, Donna saw something wrong with her upbringing and decided to be different. Some people choose not to have kids since they're scared to perpetuate the hurt they faced in childhood, and I think Donna may be echoing that sentiment here. She couldn't give up smoking, and she'd rather be alone than pass the addiction down to her kids. She'd set up a rule for herself: kids or cigarettes, and compared to how much she loved cigarettes, Donna hated kids. That's why her friendship with Olivia represented a fork in the road for Donna. She could send Olivia back to an unloving home with nothing but smoke to soothe her, a home just like Donna had known. Or she could learn to reconcile her motherly side with her vices rather than just scaring children away. In the end, Donna realized that she was the best Olivia had, no matter how messed up that might be, and by committing to caring for her and keeping her away from cigarettes, she potentially broke not just one cycle of abuse, but two.
But where does it go from here?
If you've kept up with Product's channel since my last video, you'll know that a new fever dream was posted on the 25th of April, just a couple of weeks ago. This new film gives us insights to the significance of the color purple, the truth behind the dance video Mother played for Alice and Phoebe, and look, it even introduces a new bald character. But I'll save my analysis of that video for next time. It answers a lot of questions, but not all of them. For that, I think we'll have to wait for Product's next video, and I don't think we'll be waiting very long. Check out this hidden frame from one of Product's newest fever dreams, Creepy Man Boy. Around the camera lens, we can see text reading, Ruplep Hatfer 613. Unscrambled, that translates to Purple Father, June 13th. The only fathers this would be referring to are David or Bald Boy's dad, but my money is on David. I'm still hoping for a third part to Mother's storyline, but only time will tell, and I'm sure we'll be happy with whatever Product chooses to give us. There will also be at least one more part to my analysis. I originally planned to include the rest of the series in this video, but this video is already longer than the first video, and I'm not even close to having said everything I want to say about the series. I mean, I haven't even shown you my chart yet. Absurd art exists to shed the conventions of storytelling, but where there are no rules, there's often an equal lack of direction. Dirty Donna is funny, disturbing, and cryptic, but it also highlights another essential quality that makes Product worth remembering. Like many others, Product aims to deliver something you've never seen before, but every story is aligned by a rock-solid vision and governed by a single rule. Stories can only be as absurd in presentation as they are grounded in emotion. In Bathwater for Sale, there's plenty of creepy, cryptic stuff going on, but the majority of its runtime is dedicated to showing us how Bald Boy processes his daily horrors. It's all about how the people around him make him feel. Likewise, Mother's story works because we're given enough time with the character to understand her delusion. As we learn more about her story, we see just how evil she can be, but we also learn about her experiences and fears that push her deeper into paranoia and fantasy. Linda's story is the most straightforward, since just about everyone has experienced dissatisfaction with their appearance at some point in life. The horror of Linda's face draws on the fear of rejection, the fear of missing out, and the fear of being judged. Finally, while Dirty Donna has some utterly horrific scenes, the story isn't really about eating livers or smoking cockroaches. Ultimately, the story is about Donna confronting her history with addiction and motherhood, and the contradiction between them. It's about someone looking at themselves and saying, I'm not happy with who I am, but I want to be better. An endlessly refreshing and relatable sentiment amidst a world of human monsters. The absurdity of every Product story is nonetheless built around a core of familiar emotions. Fear, guilt, insecurity, loneliness. Product may show us awful things in every video, but beyond the pain, some raw element of the human experience is captured inside each film. It's easy to watch these videos, to look at the shelf of bathwater, and to only see the horror of it. But remember, each jar is a memory masked in oddity. There's blood in the bathwater, human in the hurt. And the deeper you look, the more of yourself you might see. I'm Curmudgeon. Thanks for watching.